Now we're going to learn the set of real numbers. So we'll start with 0 and the natural or counting numbers. The 0 is 0. So 0, 0. What are the natural numbers or counting numbers? The natural counting numbers are the numbers that you use in counting. So now when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you do not count with 0, 1, 2. You usually count with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on and so forth. So until 1 million, until what is greater than 1 million. So those are the counting numbers. So if ipagsama mo yan sila, ang 0 at saka ang counting or natural numbers, what is that number is called the whole numbers. So ang whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so on and so forth. So ang 1 is a natural number. Example, ang 1 is a natural number. Whole number rin ang 1. Ang 1 is also an integer. Kasi ang integers ay pinagsamang whole numbers at saka negative integers. So the negative integers are negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, so on and so forth. Yung walang decimal walang decimal number na after ng decimal point. So those are the negative integers. So again, whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The negative integers are negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So kung ipagsama mo yan sila, yan siya ang tinatawag nating integers. Integers are whole numbers at saka negative integers. So it could be negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until positive infinity. From negative infinity, we don't know kung ano yung pinaka-number. Walang number, walang dulo ang number. So we don't know. As long as walang decimal places, positive man siya or negative or 0. Next, and in the other side is called fractions. Yung fractions is 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, or 4.6. Ito siya, they are considered in the fractions kasi ito siya, pwede mo siyang gawing fractions. So yung may decimal places, so 1.2, negative 1.6, negative 3/4, negative 3 and 1/3, these are all fractions. So if pinagsama mo yung integers na walang decimal point, itong may decimal point or fractions, ang tawag sa kanila ay rational numbers. Ang integers rin, pwede rin dito ang square root of 16. Kasi alam natin, di ba, ang square root of 16 is positive, negative 4. It's either negative 4 or positive 4. And they are under still integers. So, ito siya. Those are pinagsama mo yung fractions sa integers. Ang tawag sa kanila are rational numbers. Pero kapag hindi siya rational, ibig sabihin irrational number siya. As we all know from the previous video, yung pi is an irrational number because it's non-repeating, hindi pa ulit-ulit, and not non-terminating, ibig sabihin hindi nagtatapos na number. Example yung pi, kasi ang value ng pi, ini-estimate lang natin yan ng 3.14. However, the value of pi is 3.14, 15, 9, so on and so forth. So wala yan siyang katapusan na value ang pi, at saka hindi yan siya paulit-ulit. So it's an irrational number. Another example of irrational number is square root of 2. If you're going to solve this on the calculator, there is no exact value. Only estimate lang yan siya. Pwede mo i-estimate sa dalawang decimal places. Round off mo sa dalawang decimal places. However, ang value ng square root of 2, 1 pala, 1, is a number na hindi nagtatapos, hindi rin nag-uulit-ulit. Next, if pag i-combine mo yan siya, ang tawag dyan sa kanila is real numbers. Meron pa yan siya sa taas but we're not going to discuss it in here. So, ibig sabihin yan, ang 1 is a natural number. Whole number rin siya, integer rin siya, rational number rin siya, and it's also a real number. Ang 1, hindi siya negative kasi hindi yan siya babalik. Then, paakyat lang yan siya ng paakyat. So it's not negative number. So ang negative 2 is a negative integer. It's also an integer, a rational, and a real numbers. Yung pi, it's only irrational. Irrational ang pi at saka real numbers. So ano lang yung nasa taas niya which is connected to it. Hindi ka pwede pupunta doon sa kabila pa. So here is an example. We're going to identify saan dyan ang 0. So number 1, which numbers are 0? So it's only ito lang siya 0. So 0. Number 2, which number are natural? So anong number dito ang natural? We all know the natural of the counting numbers. So hindi ito siya kasi negative siya. Hindi rin to kasi mga negative yan. So hindi yan sila natural. So 0, it's not natural. 0.2, hindi rin siya natural kasi may decimal places. 18, it's not. 18 is a rational number. So 4 pi is not also. Tapos square root of 3, it's not. Number 3, whole number. Saan dyan ang whole numbers? Whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3. So, ito sila, dalawa, 0 at saka 18. Pagsama mo yan sila, di ba? They are the whole numbers. Number 4. This is not a whole number. This is not also a whole number. Not. Yes, not. Yes, not. Next is the negative numbers or the negative integers. The negative integers are yung negative na walang decimal places. So ito siya. 'Di ba? We all know that this is positive, negative 7. Or we're just going to consider lang muna is yung negative 7. Negative 7. Square root ng 49 is positive 7. We'll only consider yung positive. Tapos times yung negative, magiging negative 7. So this is negative 7. So is this a negative integer? Yes, kasi ang value niya is negative 7. So negative 49. Usually kasi kapag if we have square root, later on in later part, we're just going to consider the positive value in high school mathematics. Usually, we're just going to consider the positive. However, again, ang value po ng square root is positive, negative. Is this a negative integer? Not, kasi may decimal point siya, may number siya after decimal point. So, is this a negative integer? Yes, negative 1. 0, not, kasi mga positive yan sila. Number 5, we'll have now the integers. The integers are mga whole numbers at saka negative numbers. And negative integers pala. So 0. Ang mga whole numbers ay 0, 18 at saka negative 49, negative 1. Is this an integer? Yes, kasi negative 7. Integer? No, kasi may point. Negative 1? Yes. 0? Yes. 0.2? No, kasi may point. 18? Yes. 4 pi? No, kasi we know that pi is 3.14, so may point yan siya. Square root of 3? No, kasi ang square root of 3 is 1 point, so on and so forth. Number 6, fractions. Saan dyan ang fractions? Again, fractions are those with decimal point. Ito siya usually are considered, ito pwede mo siyang gawing fractions, but in the fractions, we're just going to consider yung may decimal point. So, ito siya, ito siya, negative 0.67, negative 1, integer siya, 0, integer siya, 0.2, 0.2 is a fraction, 18, not, 4 pi. We know na ang pi is 3.14, so on and so forth. Kasi 3.14 siya, hindi siya nagtatapos, so we're not going to consider it a fraction. Kasi hindi mo siya pwedeng gawing fraction. Again, kung hindi nagtatapos ang number at saka hindi inuulit yung number, it's not as considered a fraction. 7. Rational numbers. The rational numbers are integers at saka fractions. So integers at saka fractions. So the rational numbers are integers at saka fractions. So Integers na sa fraction, may copy na lang to. 0, 18, negative square root of 49, negative 1, negative 0.67, 0.2. Ang hindi lang nasali dyan is 4 pi at saka 3, square root of 3 kasi because they are the irrational numbers. Bakit irrational sila? Kasi paulit-ulit sila. May decimal point sila and then they are non-repeating and non-terminating. Square root of 3 kasi ang 3 is not a perfect square or walang number na kapag i-times sa sarili niya, square root ang answer. Number 9, the real numbers. Real numbers, ito sila lahat. So, negative square root of 49, negative 0.67, negative 1, 0, 0.2, 18, 4 pi, at saka square root of 3.